Welcome everybody, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. If you could click that button, I'm attempting to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, and you clicking that button would greatly help me out, and I would really appreciate it. All right, so I think we've all heard the phrase big in Japan. And in this case, the late 80s, early 90s hair band, Mr. Big, really is big in Japan, and we're able to put out this, a 22 disc box set over there, the equivalent of it being about $500 here in the States. But to give you a little context on that, so I mean, they regularly sell out tours over there. They can play multiple nights at the Budokan. They have multiple gold and platinum awards in Japan and hit singles, numerous compilations. They put a live album out after every tour, and those continue to sell. They're the equivalent of like an Aerosmith that's here in the States, but they're like that over there in Japan. And so this box set, you know, a band that size over there can do something like this, but could you imagine a hair band putting out a 22 disc box set here in the States? I mean, it just wouldn't sell, kind of a thing, but that's how big they are in Japan. We're gonna look at that today. And the box set itself focuses on the original lineup of the group with Eric Martin on vocals, Paul Gilbert on guitar. He was coming from the band Racer X at the time. Billy Sheehan on bass coming from Talus and David Lee Roth, and Pat Torpey on drums coming from Impellitteri. And this focusing on that part of their career. So their debut album from 1989, there's material covered on that in here, and their follow-up from 1991, Lean Into It. This is the big album, the one that cemented their reputation, having the #1 Billboard Hot 100 single, To Be With You, on it, and the follow-up single, Just Take My Heart, which was a top 40 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, going to number 16. The album was certified platinum in the US. The follow-up album, Bump Ahead, did significantly well for them as well. They released a cover of the Cat Stevens song, Wild World, and that one went to number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100, so another top 40 for them there. And then their follow-up album in 1996, Hey Man, that was the last one to feature Paul Gilbert on guitar from the original lineup. And so those 4 albums are covered in this box set called The Vault. They did release 2 more albums without Paul Gilbert. You can see the 2 behind me there on the top tier, Get Over It and Actual Size. And then in 2009, the band reunited with Paul Gilbert, and in 2010 released this album here, What If? And that's what is covered in this box. And it came out in 2014 prior to the album The Stories We Could Tell. So this album not covered in it, but it came out the same year as that. And so this box set here, 22 discs with 20 CDs, 2 DVDs. There's 8 discs of studio demos and rehearsals, 12 discs of live material, 1 DVD of music videos, and 1 DVD of live material in here, as well as a photo book and some memorabilia and other stuff. So let's take a look at this. It's a massive box set. This is cool. I like that they divide this stuff up in these sort of hardback book versions of things. But it's a cool slipcase. There's the side of it. And it all just slides out like this. And I like that it's see-through on it, so that you get that idea with there, the picture of the vault on it, and the 3 things that come out of this. And we'll go through each one of these, but we'll start by taking a look at this one, which is the photo book. And when we open it up here, you can see that there's the 2 DVDs, but then there's some other things on the inside here. So let's look at that real quick. So like typical Japanese releases, they have Japanese insert books, and that's what this is here, just a bigger version of it, going through the track listing of everything that is in there, and then having all the lyrics and everything, and in the back of this having it all in Japanese, as you would expect. And then there's a separate book that does the sort of history that they normally do, as part of those foldouts and things, covers a lot of information on it. Unfortunately, again, can't read that stuff. I wish it was translated into English, promotional tour poster type thing, and a really great big large-scale poster from back in the day. Let me open this up here so you can see it. I've always loved this shot of the band. I thought it was cool that they chose that one as the poster for this box set. So there's those items there, and then there's a really great book that's included in here. What I like about this is the way that the spine is separated from this so that this lays completely flat and the book is separate from it. Unfortunately, the book does not slide out, but it's a really great, what I would call a coffee table style book, because it is just full of photos. Nothing written up in here, and if it was, it would have been in Japanese, and I wouldn't have been able to read it. So in this case, I'm happy and okay that there's nothing in here history-wise for me to read, because I wouldn't be able to enjoy it anyway. But a lot of really great photos, focusing on their heyday from back in the 90s, which is really cool. But it does go all the way up through reunion era type shots and stuff as well in here. So there's that. And then we get into the discs themselves, and I really like the way they do this here. Check this out. This is an amazing thing just to see right off the bat, 8 discs like that. But look at how they come out of this thing. They lift up from this, and then there's more discs underneath this thing. I think this is really great, the way that this operates here. But it's just, you know, stacks and stacks of discs. Very cool. And then, like, this version here actually has discs on the underside of it. So that one holding 3, these each holding 3 over here, these each holding 2, covers all of the CDs that are contained within this. And then you get this here. This is a little memorabilia type thing. And this opens up here, and you can see inside it's got the memorabilia. Again, I like the way they do this. It's contained, and the stuff slides out from the back side here. So let me slide this stuff out and show you what it is. Because this stuff here is pretty cool too. So, like, you know, this is something from back in 1996. This was given to the band by the tour promoter, explaining, you know, who they should see if they needed anything. It covered who was in the touring party and entourage, accommodations with a map. It also gave them like shops and areas that they could go see, you know, other clubs and restaurants. There's, you know, cultural information and other tour related stuff that they needed to know for sound checks. Thailand facts and figures. I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't know that promoters did that sort of stuff for bands. And then this is another version of that, just done for a different show. This one was for a 1994, the other one for a 2006, but really cool. You know, the old school typewriter version of these things on here. So, and you can see the old school binding. I mean, today, you know, this stuff wouldn't hold up, but that's what it was in 94 and 96. So cool to get that. And then there's a lanyard that's in here, a Mr. Big, the vault, which will hold all of the tour passes and things that come in here. This has, I don't know if it's one from every tour, but there's a lot in here. And I'll show you these. So we've got some really cool hard plastic ones. This version. There's another one. That one. This one's a two-sided, which is cool. There's another one that's a two-sided. Not all of them are two-sided, but I like that they're replicated as original ones. They're not cardboard. They are the laminate versions of these things, and they're a hard plastic laminate too. So really good, well done replicas of these things. And then you got some of the fabric passes that would have been given out to like fans or VIPs that were just there for one night. And so real quickly, I'll give you a run through of what the material is. I'm not gonna do all the track listing, but it covers stuff. So the first 2 discs in here cover demos and rehearsals from the first album in here. What's interesting is they've got stuff in here like Going to the City, which is the song American Beauty that later came out on the 2010 What If album, but that was done all the way back at the beginning of this. And then they've also got demos from Lean Into It. They've got Bump Ahead. They've got Hey Man demos and rehearsals, What If demo tracks. Then there's this mystery disc that's in here that I would sort of call it as, you know, obscurities and oddities and them fooling around in the studio and stuff. But there's a lot of tracks in there. some cool stuff. Then it goes into an official, what they call an official bootleg called Chicken George, and it's an acoustic gig rehearsal show from 1996. Then they've got ones from live shows from Osaka, Yokohama, and Morikara. If I'm not probably not saying these right, and I apologize for that. Nippon at Budokan. One's called The Living Room 2, which was an acoustic show that they did on the first album. They've got stuff from that, and then one called Live Toolbox in here. And again, that's like that mystery disc, and it's again, obscurities, oddities, that kind of stuff. And then Toolbox from the DVD, and it's got the newer videos. It's got Next Time Around, Undertow, All the Way Up, Around the World, Gotta Love the Ride, and then some other stuff on here that's in Japanese that I can't read. And then they've got a second one in here, and it's got a bunch of live stuff from 2011 and 14, and again, it's all in Japanese and I can't read it. So that's what this is. It's a bunch of tour rehearsals and demos. It's different recordings of things, live stuff, both acoustic and full-on electric, but just a massive, massive 22 disc box set that covers the whole career of the original lineup all the way up through the 2010 release at that time, What If, and then of course being released in 2014. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.